If you become a pawn pusher, you can change someone's life. Chess, one of the most popular games in history, played by over 200 million people in every corner of the globe. In a battle of intellectual superiority, black versus white. Now, contrary to popular belief, the game is not fair. Because white has the privilege of moving first, it gives them an inherent advantage. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're black, you can't win. You just can't afford to make as many mistakes throughout the course of the game. So you have two sides, black and white, and each side gets a total of 16 pieces that vary in ability and value. So in the corners here, you have the rooks. They're worth 5 points, and they travel vertically and horizontally. Next, you have the knights. They're worth 3 points, and they move in an L shape. The bishops, you get 2 of them to cover every square on the board. They're worth 3 points also, and they travel across the diagonals. The queen, she's the most powerful piece in the game. She's worth 9 points, and she has the combined ability of both the rooks and the bishop. Next, you have the king. You see, he's the most important piece in the game because when he's captured, the game is over. Checkmate. Last but not least, you have the pawns, the most underrated and underappreciated piece. You see, there's nothing sexy about a pawn. It's worth 1 point, and it moves one direction straight forward. But see, the pawns have a little secret. They have potential. A pawn's true potential isn't realized until it's pushed. It's called promotion. So if you manage to escort a pawn from its starting position to the opposite side of the board, its true potential can then be realized. It can then transform into a knight, a bishop, even a queen. The only thing is, it just needs a little help. It needs the support of all the other pieces. It needs to be pushed. At Thomas Edison Charter School in Wilmington, we have 758 pawns. 98% of them black, 78% come from low-income families. Located in Northeast Wilmington, a city which was recently dubbed Murdertown, USA by Newsweek magazine. Sadly, just last week, a young lady was found murdered, shot to death, and her body placed in a trash can less than 100 yards from our front door. Yet something special has been happening at Edison. The children of Edison have managed to do something miraculous, winning 2 national chess championships in the past 3 years. How is that even possible? Well, there are a number of factors that contributed to our success. We have an amazing administration headed by Salome Thomasell. We have a group of dedicated teachers who show up year after year, despite being some of the lowest paid teachers in the entire state. We have an amazingly good-looking and handsome chess coach. and that's very important also. However, I feel like there are 2 things that we have done to get this thing kick-started because it didn't happen out of nowhere. One of the first things that we did is we did a paradigm shift. Our principal often says, smart is not something you are, it's something you can become. And if there's one thing that a person believes about a kid who plays chess, is you believe that they are intelligent. So we started to believe in our kids. We didn't recruit from any other school. The kids that make up our chess team are the kids that walk through our door, most of them from the same community that we serve. The next thing we did is we had to find a way to make chess exciting and accessible. You see, it's not easy to make a game like chess exciting. It's often associated with boredom. And when you start playing high-level games, they can last for hours. So one of the things us coaches did, myself, Thomas Allen, Demetrius Carroll, we would set up boards all over the school, particularly in a place where kids would be, like the lunchroom. And we would play a game, a quick game, a speed game is what they call it, blitz. And we would win. When one of us would win, we would get very excited, and one of us would lose, we would appear to be down. And the kids would crowd around, and it would generate excitement, and they wanted part of the action. They wanted in. So we had to teach them how to play. And soon they would have crowds around themselves, celebrating intelligence. Now that we had the kids excited about the game, we have to make it accessible to them. So we put chessboards in every corner of the building, in the cafeteria, like here in this image, in every single classroom. You see, chessboards cost about $5, no need for batteries. So it was something we could easily do. So if you walk through our building now, chances are you're gonna trip over a piece. So we put the boards everywhere and we let them play and we let them play. And what happened is the kids that ultimately got good in chess began to be celebrated. You know, you didn't have to be the fastest or the strongest or have the best jump shot. Many of our young ladies, like Maddie Yates, became one of the best chess players in the entire school. So now that the game was exciting and accessible, and nearly everybody in the building is playing, it was time for us to take our talents to another place. So we started traveling, and we built a chess team. And the chess team consists of about 30 students. And these students work after school for about 2 hours every day, Monday through Thursday. And we work them hard. We don't want them to quit. You see, we want them to develop character and grit. If there's the only place where achievement comes before sacrifice is in a dictionary. So they're gonna have to make some sacrifices if they want to achieve anything. So we work them after school. And what happened is, over time, the system began to work. We started winning local tournaments. We won Mid-Atlantic chess championships. We won an all-girls championship. We won several Delaware state championships. But you see, we were never able to win the big one, the National Chess Championship, which is held in a different city every year. And at the Nationals, you have thousands of kids from every school, private schools, charter schools, public schools, converging in one space to determine which school is the best. And we finished in the top 10, in the top 5, top 3, but we were never able to finish number 1. Well, in 2014, that all changed, where the students from Wilmington's Thomas Edison Charter School won Delaware's first National Chess Championship. Wouldn't you know it, lightning struck twice, where in 2016, they won their second national championship in 3 years. That 2016 team was led by a kid named Eric Farrell. And Eric is special to me because he was never the best player on the team. See, he was often just below average. He still is. And what made this more astonishing is before the Nationals, he'd come to me and the other coaches. And he said, listen, guys, he's 13, but he sounds like an old man. He said, listen, I'm going to win all my games at the Nationals. We said, yeah, Eric, sure. And we gave him a pat on the back because he said that since 3rd grade. But something was different about Eric this year. This was his 8th grade year. It was his last year. And at the Nationals, round after round, Eric came back victorious. And afterwards, I asked him, I said, yo, man, how were you able to pull this off? What happened? He looked me in the face and he said, I told you, I'm nice. And he is. But what you don't know about Eric is he has faced some adversity in his life, losing his mother at a young age, being raised by other family members who've been very supportive. You see, he had every reason to give up. At the Nationals, he won every single game, such an accomplishment that the United States Chess Federation sent out a tweet acknowledging his success. Eric's a special kid to me. But you see, there's special kids in every school. There's nothing unique about the bricks and mortar at Thomas Edison. This system can be replicated in any school in the world. There are pawns everywhere, and they're waiting on you. They're waiting on you to stand up and push them. You see, some pawns go on to become knights, some become bishops, others become queens. But unfortunately, most become casualties of the game. And this is a sacrifice we can no longer afford to make. So my challenge to you, whether your skill or talent is basketball, baseball, Pokemon Go, whatever it is, go out, find a pawn, and push.